everyone. Welcome to another edition of Currently in Quincy. I'm Joe Catalano. Today, Quincy Chamber of Commerce President Tim Cahill stops by with a holiday season update for us. First, though, we take a look at the weather and the news for you. Currently in Quincy, it's nice, partly sunny, 51 degrees right now. We're expecting some more showers to roll in this afternoon and continue into this evening. The daytime highs into the mid-50s and nighttime lows this evening into the lower 40s. Tomorrow will start out kind of gray and damp with some showers lingering through the morning hours, and the clouds will stick around for most of the day tomorrow, rather raw with a high only in the upper 40s. A little nicer on Sunday. It'll be breezy with some sunshine and a high in the low 50s. Nice on Monday with sunny skies, less winds, and mild temperatures for this time of year with highs in the low 50s. Again, partly sunny, 51 in Quincy right now. Checking out the news for you today, the Quincy City Council now reviewing a proposal to extend the lease that Quarry Hills Associates has with the city to operate the Granite Links Golf Course by 50 years. Earlier this week, the company presented a plan that includes the development of a 110-room hotel, a permanent two-story structure to replace the current tent venue, a refresh of the tavern restaurant, and expanded parking. Quincy Mayor Thomas Koch believes the proposal is a win for the city.
This has been a very positive program for the city for a long time. Of course, this Park Commission, now as mayor, I see the benefits, dramatic benefits. Again, take an old landfill that we used to have to maintain the leachate system, it's about $200,000 a year, and turn it around into a beautiful facility. We have baseball fields, soccer fields, a magnificent first-class golf course, bringing revenue into the city. I think it's tremendous. So I think there's some folks that are critical of this will never be happy with this. And I think this is a good program. I think the extension makes sense. The carve out in it for the real estate piece with a potential hotel down the road makes sense. It's, again, a most beautiful place and providing revenue to the city. I think it's tremendous.
Plan also includes the formation of an advisory committee to allow for public input. Quarry Hill says it has made good on promises to revamp the playing fields and walking trails, and that traffic's been improved with the addition of that new signal at the intersection of Willard Street and Raschuti Drive. Quarry Hills may also want to purchase 12 acres of that 500-plus acre property and add condos to the hotel project. A community meeting about the plan is set for December 3rd at 5:30 at Granite Links. The City Council Ordinance Committee will review the proposal on December 9th at 6:30 at City Hall. City of Quincy has some found money. This past week, City Treasurer Molly Smith told the City Council that the city has $800,000 in unclaimed checks that can be put back into the general fund. Smith says that money is mostly small amounts that have gone uncashed.
So we currently have over $800,000 sitting in the tailings account, spread over 3,000 checks. The median check amount is $42. So a majority of these are very, very small. So similar to Find Mass Money, we require a claim form and an ID or a W-9 to reissue the check. So for the small amount that the check is, it's often too burdensome or inconsequential for people to come and claim. So I'll walk you through a real life example. We have a tailings check on our list owed to the Bank of Boston from 2002 for a little over $5,000. Bank of Boston no longer exists. It's been acquired twice over, and there's no one that's going to come and claim this check. So by adopting this ordinance, we can move that $5,000 back into the general fund. Ultimately, we can decrease the administrative burden of tracking these checks and the liability of carrying this on our book, but we can also add these funds back into our general fund.
So the City Council did adopt that new state law that allows communities, after due diligence, to reclaim the uncashed checks, put them back into the general fund. Also this week, the City Council adopted a new state law called the Prudent Investor Rule. It allows cities and towns to invest trust funds in a variety of stocks that could earn higher interest rates. The $4 billion economic development bond bill recently approved on Beacon Hill does hold some benefits for the city of Quincy. State Representative Taki Chan of Quincy says that funding was included for some local social service agencies and for the dredging of Quincy Bay.
Well, there's quite a bit of money for Quincy. There's a $2 million bond in there for the President's Library. We got $2 million for dredging Quincy Bay. We got actually over $1 million for pre-planning of dredging on top of that, so over $3 million. And then we have like another million plus, like 1.2 plus for economic development projects associated with the city. So, we did all right. We got over $5-ish billion, or about $6 billion. Of which half of that will go to Quincy Bay dredging, which is a priority for those even who are not boaters or realize that the 6-foot channel in Quincy Bay actually helps flush the water out.
So the bill also includes $400 million in Mass Works grants for local infrastructure, $100 million for rural development, $150 million for public libraries, $100 million to help coastal communities adapt to climate change, and $200 million for the Clean Energy Investment Fund. Finally today, 133 winter coats were recently collected during the Norfolk County Sheriff's Office Coats for Kids and Families event. The Sheriff's Office collected these coats during the month-long drive at their offices in Quincy Center, also in Dedham. Recruits sorted out the donations at the Sheriff's Braintree Public Safety Complex, and then the children's and adult coats were professionally cleaned and donated to nonprofit agencies around Norfolk County to be distributed to needy families. Coats for Kids and Families has collected, cleaned, and donated over 1.8 million free coats at more than 70 locations and events since that program began back in 1995. It's our check of news for you today. Coming up, Quincy Chamber of Commerce President Tim Cahill joins us about this year's holiday events at Kilroy Square. That's next. Welcome back. The holiday season is quickly upon us, and that means for the folks at the Quincy Chamber of Commerce, they are gearing up for a big holiday season at Kilroy Square. President Tim Cahill is here to give us all the details. Happy holidays, Tim.
Thank you, Joe. You too. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. We're going to get through that first, but the next day things were off and running. Actually, the Christmas tree is already up at Kilroy, and lights are up, so it looks nice. It's all white, so I don't feel too guilty about putting my Christmas lights up too early. And we'll leave them up for a while after the holidays.
The kind of generic is
well, the white ones, I think you can kind of, it's not. It is Christmas, and it's why we're celebrating. But it's
exactly.
And there's so much color up downtown.
Yes.
And the mayor takes care of that. So we want to do something that's a little bit
little
bit contrast, But yeah, we're ready to go. We're ready to go a week from today.
Today, yeah. November 29th through December 1st.
I've already heard that the weather is supposed to be cold next week. So.
Yeah. It'll put people in the holiday spirit.
We are due. It's all right. I'll take a warm weekend, but that's all right.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't rain and it's not too windy, that's more of a challenge for us because
right.
we're at the tent, we're outside, inside, outside. So, but yeah, I was just counting on my fingers today. This is our 5th year.
For Kilroy Square?
Yeah,
50
year of the Christmas market. First year we did it at the old Child World.
Yes.
On Hancock Street.
Yep.
And then we lost 1 year for COVID. And so this is our 4th year at Kilroy, 5th year doing a holiday market.
Okay.
Which is nice. It's
right.
really grown. It's what I hoped it would be. We've got, I think, close to 100 vendors that will be coming through.
100 vendors?
Yeah, coming through.
Is that a record?
It probably is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, if we had room, we could probably fit in another 50.
Really?
There's so much demand.
Okay.
We're still getting it, know.
All local?
But that's all, yeah.
Mostly?
I mean, local, not all Quincy, but all local in the region.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they come from as far as maybe Fall River and stuff.
Okay, but Massachusetts?
Yeah, all Massachusetts,
Okay.
because it's really a drive-up kind of thing.
Yeah.
They drive up, put their stuff in, take it out and everything. But over the 6 days, we'll have some repeats, but we'll also have different ones. So
Okay.
people who come on Friday, say, when it opens, can come back next weekend and see different vendors. And we'll be listing them all every single day
Yes.
on our webpage, but also on social media, which is
Okay.
where people find us, on Instagram, on Facebook, on
Yep.
TikTok and stuff.
I
So
noticed this year you have a special dedicated website just for Kilroy Square.
We do.
KilroySquareMarkets.com.
we do,
Yeah.
we do. And that includes our farmers market, which we just closed up. So when this is over, we'll transition into farmers market.
Yeah.
It's amazing because we start this process in March.
Wow. For the holidays?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. When the first year we did it, I think we sent out our invitations in September, and we missed out a lot. It was late, and people like to schedule, and there's a lot of markets out there, Christmas markets. There's a lot of them. Seaport has one. Soa Market has one in the South End, and then it's just hundreds of little ones.
It's a very European thing.
It is. It is,
it's
and
new for
I
us,
love
but-
the fact that it's growing here. I mean, I one day envisioned getting individual little stands like they do in Germany and
Germany's the big one I think of,
and stuff. But when we've looked into it, but the tent's great because first of all it's heated, which is nice.
Nice, yeah.
And the vendors kind of like being together.
Okay.
They're like, it's a little camaraderie.
Socializing,
They
yeah.
socialize. They're not like stuck in a place by themselves.
Gotcha.
Even if they're next to someone, it's a little more open, and I think it's. And it works too because of the weather. You never know. We've been lucky. I am knocking on this wooden table.
There's some wood here, some fake wood.
We've been very lucky with the weather for the most part. So and I've learned over time with all these outdoor markets we do that there's just nothing you can do.
Yeah.
But we will have an indoor component.
I was going to
too.
say there's the tent plus the indoor.
And the gallery.
The atrium, right?
The gallery
Yeah, the
is
gallery.
open. We'll be sharing it this year with Aviva Trattoria, which
they're
is a
open
new
now.
restaurant.
Yes,
which is great. They've
Yep.
been great partners. They like the fact that we're bringing people downtown and to our end.
Of course,
So I think they'll be selling pizza outside that night, and then obviously you can go in for a full meal in the restaurant
sure.
and stuff. So
They have outdoor seating too?
they will have outdoor
will?
seating
Okay.
in the spring.
Okay.
They just missed the season this
Gotcha,
year, so
yeah.
we'll be sharing space with them next year for the farmers market. But
Gotcha.
it'll be the fours, it'll be them. We'll still have the beer garden, I think, next
Yes.
year, and then we'll have the farmers market on Friday. So,
Okay.
so Kilroy Square is I think, it has become what the mayor intended it to be when it was built and designed.
Yes,
An all-purpose outdoor space to bring people together, to allow them to eat outside. My wife and I just went to Italy, and
Oh, no kidding.
we had a great trip.
Wow.
And one of the things that the Italians are famous for is eating outside.
Yes.
Everything's outside.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how cold it gets, they're outside. And that's what we try to
Al
do.
fresco, yeah.
Yeah, and everywhere. Every piazza, every
Yeah.
square, every square inch, there's outdoor seating. And that's nice. It's nice. I mean, not always replicable here, but in
No.
Kilroy, it really is. The Fours is open all year round outside.
Certainly, yeah.
And we do as much outside as we can. So we'll have a couple of food trucks this year as well.
Oh, okay.
Seasonal stuff like waffles and the barbecue stuff, little outdoor stuff. We'll have some alcohol. We have both Dottie's bar and serving Irish coffee and hot toddies
Okay.
and things like that.
Yep.
And then Widowmaker will be selling their beer as well.
Certainly, yeah.
So we have a bar, we have some bakeries, and we really, the centerpiece of it is the tent. We have about 25 vendors per evening
Okay.
in the tent selling everything.
Yeah.
And most of it, in fact, I think all of it is homemade or sourced locally. So it's creations. It's not something you can get on Amazon, although maybe you can. It's more Etsy style.
Yes, yeah.
And it's unique, and that's what we love about it. You can get your cookie cutter presents on Amazon. You can go to the mall. You can go to Derby Streets, but the things we're selling you can't necessarily get in those stores.
Any Quincy-centric items that you know of?
Not sure.
Okay.
I know. Usually there are.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
The team organizes this whole thing. I'm as surprised as anyone when I see who the vendors are that day. We have a lot of repeats, but I stay out of that because I tend to mess things up. And the
It's good to know your strengths and weaknesses.
and my schedule. I've learned. I've learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute, we already scheduled someone there. So.
Right.
The team that I have, Paula, Celia, Anya, they do a great job.
Oh, that's
I mean,
great.
they really. It's a big, it's a big commitment. 6 days, and then when you're done, you kind of get ready to do it again.
Right,
It
yeah.
really, and it's a long day. Even though we're only open for 5 hours per day.
Yeah.
We're there before, we're there afterwards, and we also have this year for returning is the. Pack 42 Boy Scouts,
Yes.
who will be selling Christmas trees and wreaths as well.
Nice, yeah,
And they set
yeah.
up under the trees there. It's really turned into a really nice family type event, and it really complements what the city will be doing on Friday night, which is lighting the trees in
Hancock Adams
Hancock
Common,
Adams.
right, yep.
There'll be a lot of spillover. We'll get some business before. They'll go up. They'll come back. I mean, the last couple of years, it's been insane in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
Just crowds of people in the restaurants at our place standing outside. We'll have some heaters out there,
Yeah.
so people can just sort of soak it up.
We should give the actual dates for folks.
Yes, I'm sorry. Friday starts Friday the 29th,
Yes.
the day after Thanksgiving,
Yep.
4 o'clock till 9
Okay.
on Fridays, the next 2 Fridays, so it'll be the 29th and the 6th.
Yes.
And then Saturdays and Sundays, 11 to 4, both weekends. Santa will be coming on Sunday after the Christmas parade.
Oh, he's got a busy day that day.
He's got a busy day. And in addition to that, and this is my plug for our other business association, Marina Bay Business Association, we're going to do a Light Up Marina Bay on Saturday night.
Okay.
So after we close at 5 o'clock, I'll be down in Marina Bay. The mayor will be there, and we're going to light it up. We're going to light up the clock tower and
Really?
the boardwalk.
Has
and
that been done
everything.
before, or is that?
We've done this is the 3rd year.
Oh, okay.
3rd year. The city has contributed to the lighting, and the businesses. Many of them will be open, selling not only what they usually sell, but some specials for the holidays,
Yeah.
holiday drinks and holiday food. And
Well, it really is a separate market down there. You're not,
it really
not
is
competing at all, right?
It really is,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful. I mean, we
Yeah.
have Santa will be coming in by boat
Of course.
at 5 o'clock. And we have a nice, the marina there, Safe Harbor Marina, has built us a nice Christmas tree that floats.
No kidding.
I was told last year it made it 3 weeks, and then the wind just came in and
Took
knocked
it out
it
to
over.
sea?
But no, they saved it. It just tipped over. But
Okay.
it's an artificial tree. We talked about a real tree, and they said that will last about a day on the water.
Okay.
But it's a nice artificial tree that they light up, and right opposite the clock tower.
Oh,
so
all right. Okay.
it's a great weekend
Yeah.
for the city of Quincy. I mean, it's certainly not just us. We contribute to it as we can, and we try to help small businesses at that event selling things. And I'll tell you, some of them make a lot of money selling this stuff and then restocking and come back the
Okay,
next
so this
day.
is an important event for them.
It's an
so-
important event,
Yeah.
and I think it's really, I think it fits well. I mean, it's affordable. The prices aren't crazy like they are at Seaport, where you can drop a lot of money at Seaport, and you can drop a lot of money here, but you can get a lot for it. And I think that's what we want to do. We want to keep it affordable. We want to keep it Quincy.
Right.
And but nice. It's very nice. I mean, we've got some really excellent vendors doing some excellent things.
Look at parking right there. at the
Parking's right
parking
there. I
garage,
told them
you
to
know.
open up the roof, which is rarely opened at Kilroy Parking Garage.
Okay.
I said open up the roof on Fridays because last year they had to open it. There was no room.
A lot of demand for
A lot of room.
Okay.
Because and then the beauty, and then I know you maybe have talked about this, but the skating rink opens.
I was going to mention, yeah.
Skating rink opens up after the Christmas parade, so the Monday, I believe, Monday or Tuesday,
December 2nd.
2nd.
Yes, yeah.
Monday.
Yeah.
It's right behind Kilroy Square
Yes.
right now, right behind the parking garage. My team was over there taking photos and videos of it today. It's bigger than last
It
year.
is bigger, yeah.
I think it's a great spot. People will see it. There's plenty, and they can park right there.
Right. That's
So
the
the
that's the
second
draw, yeah.
weekend of the Kilroy Square Market will include the skating rink opening.
Yes.
So it's great. We haven't had that last year because it didn't open until after we closed
That's
last
right.
year. I love that. Skating rink, and that'll be open all the way till February.
And it's free.
It's free.
Yeah.
It's a great. The mayor's done a great job. It's nice.
So it really adds to the whole holiday atmosphere.
Well, it's like
you know.
Rockefeller Center here
I
in
was
Quincy,
I
you
didn't
know?
want to say that, but it's kind of like
Yeah,
that,
it is. It
yeah.
is on a smaller scale,
Right,
but
yeah.
family oriented. There are crowds, but it's manageable. It's
Yes.
manageable. Friday night's busy. It's but you gotta love people if you want to do this kind of stuff. And even we experience it during the holidays. We'll take our grandchildren down to mail their letters to Santa.
Oh, yeah, right out front City
Some
Hall there.
night
Yep.
during the holiday, and just watch to see the lights, to see the crates, and just get a good feel. And you know what? It's amazing. The last couple of years we've been doing it. We're not alone. 300-400 people just milling around, taking photos, bringing their kids, bringing their grandchildren. It's a really nice community space, and we love it.
Well,
We
it's
do
the big weekend where, as you know, folks come back to the city.
They do.
First for the football game.
Yes.
And then they stay.
Go Quincy. Got to bring that plug in. It's tough. I'm outnumbered in the city, in City Hall and stuff. They're all North Quincy folks, including my own staff. But I got to go Presidents.
Okay, fine.
Go Presidents.
We're neutral here.
Yeah, yeah.
But then they stay right through the parade on Sunday and,
Yes.
and thereafter too. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've had the Marina Bay event.
Yeah.
Now we got the skating rink. It's great because, to be honest with you, who wants to drive into Boston if you don't have to? If you can get it here, and there's all these restaurants. We have the new Mason's restaurant opening up during the holidays. I think it's going to open up in December.
Oh,
with
where's
the
that
old
at?
Masonic Temple.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah.
Jimmy Liang's new
Yes.
Italian steakhouse.
Yes. Yes.
It looks beautiful. and it's going to be exciting. So a nice addition to that end of the square,
Sure.
the north end. We just had a bookstore open up.
Yes, I read about that. Yeah.
Bookstore opened up right across the street from the Masonic Temple, which is great because Quincy hasn't had a bookstore in a long time.
been a
so
while, yeah.
it's coming together. I mean, it's a process. There's still some vacant spots that are proposed for proposed buildings coming up on the square. But it's really nice that that end of the square is now done. Those buildings are probably 100% occupied, the Stone and Center buildings.
Yes.
It came out beautiful, and the restaurant. It's nice to keep that Masonic Temple.
For sure.
Because it's a lot of...
it's iconic for Quincy
We lose
Center,
a lot
right?
of history, but, buildings come and go, and some can't be saved, but it's nice that Fox Rock saved that and turned it into a restaurant. I am excited about just going in.
Well, just coming back from Italy, so you're going to have to compare and see.
Yeah.
Tell Jimmy how he's doing.
Yes, definitely will, definitely will.
Has there been any discussion at all about bringing back First Night in Quincy, Tim?
I haven't heard
Okay.
much.
All right.
I think possibly, there's so much going to be happening next year with Quincy 400.
That was my next question, actually. Yeah.
We are talking about, and I will tease this out, we are
Okay.
talking about bringing back the sidewalk sale maybe this year.
Oh, that wasn't my first choice.
During the summer
Yeah.
of 2025.
Oh, I remember them well.
Oh
yes.
yeah, oh yeah. No, I've gotten some. We're talking about it because
Okay.
we're trying to honor the business community. The mayor's asked us to think of ideas, and it's hard because there's 400 years of history, and some businesses that were important a long time ago are no longer around. People
Right.
have a short memory.
Yeah.
But the people I've talked to, they said, oh, "I love that. I
Really?
love that. I love that sidewalk sale. I loved it and stuff." And when I had my restaurant, we were part of it,
Yeah.
so I still remember it. So we won't bring back the beauty pageant. We'll not come back.
Okay.
Times have changed slightly,
Certainly.
but we're talking about it. It's not nothing set in stone. But
Yeah.
and what we can do now is bring our vendors, give them almost a summer market. We have the Christmas market.
Mm-hmm.
We can bring many of our vendors in to fill that space where the retail's moved out.
Okay.
So just close down Hancock Street, open it up to really kind of a summer market, but it'll
Like
be
a pedestrian mall kind of.
yeah, just for a weekend, just like we did back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I mean, we all have fond memories of, especially when we were growing up. It was hot.
There was usually a thunderstorm
It
or
was
two.
it was all those things. But it's kind of interesting. I love what the city's doing and what the mayor's doing to celebrate our history, the 400 years, and the business community's had a lot. Quincy's been a very strong entrepreneurial, economic
Howard
city.
Johnson's, Dunkin' Donuts.
And so
Scott
it's, so we want to play our role, so the history comes alive in so many different ways.
Sure,
So,
yeah.
But again, that's a secret. So don't.
Oh,
tell
so don't tell anybody.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
And
Just for you and me.
But it's been good because we've developed this network of vendors who want to sell in Quincy and want to come back, and people love outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
And
Well, the whole goal of rejuvenating Quincy Center was to bring it back to a neighborhood, right?
Yes.
Create it one of the neighborhoods of the
Yes.
city. So that's what's
and that's happening. That's
Yeah.
happening every day. You see the restaurant scene at night. New restaurants. Some leave, but more come.
quickly replaced.
They quickly replaced. We won't get that retail back. That retail is just doesn't. It's just not coming back.
Yeah.
At least not on a large scale.
Yeah.
But like I said, we got a bookstore now. Little
Yeah.
little things are happening. I think Quincy Center, the Hancock Street area,
Yeah.
will be the food area.
Yeah, you're not
know?
going to see, like you said, the Child Worlds or the Woolworths, or
But we've
Sears.
got all these vendors, and a lot of them were created during the pandemic when
Mm-hmm.
people were looking for something to do. People had quit their jobs and went out and they turned a hobby into a small business.
Yes.
And we love supporting them because they are the future. Really, is that mobile sort of, instead of delivery, they bring their product to you, set up. And can make some money, whether
Yeah.
it's a side hustle or whether it's a full-scale job.
Before we run out of time, I saw you on TV earlier this week talking about the tiny house over at Quincy
Yes.
High School.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Is it almost done?
It'll be done in the spring,
Okay.
2025, and it looks like NeighborWorks will buy it and turn it into an affordable house somewhere. We
Yes.
don't know where, and
Okay.
we don't know exactly for who. But yeah, it was nice. Channel 4 reached out to us, and they said, we heard about your tiny house, and we want to come down and take interview some
Yeah,
of the kids
great for the
and
kids, yeah,
instructors.
yeah.
It was great. Started at 5:00 a.m., so I'm not used to that early morning wake up anymore.
You're in my world there. So
But
yeah.
you know what was amazing is got the word the day before they were coming down. Starts
Yeah.
at 5,
Yep.
goes till 7, 8.
Yeah.
And 50 kids showed up.
And the kids were there.
50
I know.
students showed up.
Yeah.
They showed up. They were excited. We had some graduates
Yeah.
who had started the
They
house a
came
couple
back.
of years ago.
Yeah,
They came back.
that's nice.
One's working at IBEW. The
Yep.
other one's in the Carpenters Union. It was great. It was great. All the instructors. Yeah, it's been a long process, interrupted by COVID, like everything
Certainly,
else.
yeah.
But these kids have built a house. You know, I said, I don't know if I said it on TV, but I was thinking about it. The Votech students don't always have the same type of opportunities or education that the main school does. And whether it's sports or that memory. You know, you have sports teams, you know, they work with their hands.
Sure.
You know, it's a little bit different. I went to school with a bunch of guys who I still know that went to the Votech. They weren't part of the football team,
Yeah.
the wrestling team.
Yeah.
Some were, but to me, this is sort of their Thanksgiving
I get it.
game.
Yeah, I
you know,
get it.
some of the memory, because they've all worked together. You got plumbers, you got electricians, you got carpenters, all working together in this house. And someday they're going to look back on it, and that house could be somewhere in Quincy and say, we built that.
That's right.
We built that. It's been a great project, and one thing that I really want to get
Real
in
quick,
before we
yeah.
go is how many businesses in Quincy contributed the product.
Exactly.
Everything was donated.
Yep, it's
everything.
fantastic.
The windows,
It's a great
the
story.
roofing, the
Yeah.
siding.
We'll have you back when it's done.
I love to.
Okay.
I love to. When we
Okay.
have a home for it, it would be great.
Okay.
It'd be great. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. Thank you. Weather, it's going to be nice until it rains. Later on this afternoon, more showers moving in with temperatures in the mid-50s. Rain tomorrow, better on Sunday and Monday, too. Thanks again to Tim Cahill for joining us.
Thank you very much,
Quincy
Joe.
Chamber. Thanks to our crew. Thank you for watching. Speaking of Monday, we'll learn about this year's 'Tis the Season Symphony and Song Concert by the Quincy Symphony Orchestra. Meantime, head to our website, of course, QATV.org. All of our programs, there's news, information, video on demand, live streaming, and more. For all of us here at QATV, I'm Joe Catalano. Have a great weekend.